First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Welcome to WUFT News First at 5. I'm Landry Baliton.
And I'm Kassidy Ebrahimi. Thanks for joining us. The European Union is left with a lot to think about after a passionate speech from the president of Ukraine. President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke to diplomats asking them to stand with Ukraine today. He detailed the horrors that his citizens are facing as Russia continues its invasion. As Ukraine seeks to join the European Union, Zelensky said his country should be seen as an equal.
We have proven that, at a minimum, we are exactly the same as you are. So do prove that you are with us.
After his speech, Zelensky got a standing ovation from every EU representative. Meanwhile, at the United Nations, the EU nations and the U.S. staged a walkout when Russia's foreign ministers spoke.
In the wake of the Russia-Ukraine war, organizations across the world respond in various ways. WUFT's Julianna Reichenbach tells us how a couple of local businesses are expressing solidarity. Julianna?
Nationwide, Total Wine removed Russian products from its shelves. We visited Gator Beverages and Dorn's Liquor. Both are showcasing support for Ukraine.
Andrew Pentolin is responsible for the items that come in and out of this store. One item you won't see on these shelves, Russian Standard, a vodka brand people used to purchase here.
We do have a Ukrainian coworker here who lived in Ukraine most of his life, and a lot of his family is still there. So for support of him and what they're experiencing right now, it seemed appropriate not to support, Russian-owned products.
Gator Beverages isn't the only local store to stand in solidarity with Ukraine.
Dorn's Liquors has decided to stop selling Russian drinks, unless, of course, customers are buying them to dump them.
This store is family-owned. Manager Tom Dorn says staying true to his family's values has contributed to the store's almost 40-year run.
Money's not everything, we gotta sell things that we believe in, and I think that's it. Money comes and goes, and businesses got to make decisions based on what they believe in.
Dorn believes stopping sales is a small way to take a stand during a big event.
I feel bad for the innocent people in Russia that are caught up in it, but I don't know what else to do.
For now, these liquor store operators say they plan to halt buying Russian vodka indefinitely. Dorn's Liquor suggested perhaps forever. Now back to you, Kassidy.
President Biden will deliver his State of the Union address tonight at 9. NBC's Julianna Valencia shows us how the Homeland Security is preparing to protect its elected officials.
Fencing surrounding the Capitol grounds, jersey walls, metal barriers, and plow trucks, all efforts to restrict access to the Capitol grounds ahead of the president's State of the Union address. The Secret Service, FBI, U.S. Capitol Police, FEMA, and D.C. Police working together to make sure the event is secure.
Make sure that any threats that we identify, that intelligence comes in, we're able to mitigate and make sure we're addressing all those security concerns.
D.C. Homeland Security and Emergency Management Director Chris Rodriguez told me this morning they're no longer anticipating a truck convoy to be here tonight.
The latest information that we have indicates that the truckers should not be here for State of the Union, and some of their movements across the country have slowed down. And so the State of the Union should go off very safely and securely tonight.
Investigators say, though, they have been monitoring online chatter, which includes some general threats against elected officials. Although there is no specific or credible threat, they're not taking any chances and keeping security tight.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis denied the president's request to send National Guard members to the Capitol. There is potential for large protests during the address. Biden asked for increased security to provide support. DeSantis tweeted yesterday that he will not send troops to attend the president's State of the Union address. The governor did not explain, however, the reasoning behind his decision.
A couple is searching for answers after surviving a freak accident on the road in Fort Myers. Billie Jean Beaver and her husband Ian were driving when a 15-pound chunk of metal shattered the windshield. The object knocked Ian unconscious and led him to slam into another car on the road. Although he survived the accident, Ian's jaw is wired shut, and he has multiple facial fractures. As Ian faces recovery, the couple is looking for someone to blame for this accident. Downtown Gainesville continues to face parking issues.
Our Christina Pugliese spoke with business owners and found out how they are handling the situation in the Sun Center.
Parking in Gainesville is a big challenge. This holds especially true in downtown. But now, new parking changes at the Sun Center lot leave business owners with some concerns. Owners like Dale Leander of Dale's Salon. Her customers are loyal. She's upset the system her customers have become accustomed to is changing.
The system that a lot of my clients wouldn't be able to do. They want you to punch in your credit card and your license number. I don't know my license tag, so a lot of people would have to get out, and then they're in walkers or wheelchairs, and look what they're. It's just, it's ludicrous.
Patrons park using an app, but Dale worries because her clientele is an older crowd. She believes they're not that tech savvy. Additionally, at a cost of $5 an hour, some cannot afford it.
And they've been parking for free, some of them for 40 years in different places, you know, and I would lose clients, not because they didn't want to come to me, but because they couldn't afford to do what they're asking and they would be afraid.
She's been fighting with the management company, Gainesville City Center. We went to their office to ask them about the parking situation. No one came to the door.
But Miss Dale isn't alone in this fight. Other business owners here in the Sun Center have also expressed their concerns over the new parking changes.
The owner of Sababa, Riley Sullivan, lays out how the company introduced the changes to him.
All of the tenants, all of the business owners have been really unhappy with it. No one was consulted. There was no like, hey guys, we're thinking about a solution for parking to ensure that your customers have parking. It was just, came in one day and they're kind of putting signs up and you hear the rumors about, oh, they're doing some paid parking thing, and all of a sudden customers are, well, what's validation? What's the QR code? And they didn't even give me a QR code.
This is an ongoing situation, and as such, there is no solution to it. But business owners hope the management company will work with them. Christina Pugliese, WUFT News.
The business owners say they were notified on February 3rd about the changes. However, they claimed they were not involved in the planning of those changes.
We finally got some sun this past weekend, but how long will this last? For that answer, let's join WUFT's Mariana Larsen with the latest weather forecast. Good evening, Mariana.
Good evening, Landry and Kassidy. Yeah, we've had a really sunny day. Yesterday it was cooler temperatures and it was raining all afternoon, but if you look at the campus cam behind me, you can see there's not a cloud in the sky right now, and it's feeling a bit warmer than it was yesterday. Taking a look at the region, we're seeing temperatures in the lower to mid 70s all across. Right now, Ocala is 74, Gainesville 73, and High Springs is 72. Taking a look at the forecast for tonight, though, temperatures are going to drop into the mid 40s, so make sure you're carrying a blanket before you go to bed. Now, back to the desk.
Coming up, parents, if you have a newborn, our next story is for you.
That's right. Find out why one popular baby formula is being pulled from the shelves after the break.
You're watching First at 5. Stay with us.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
One baby is dead. 3 remain in the hospital with bacterial infections linked to a brand of powdered baby formula. The FDA warns parents about formula from Similac, Alimentum, and Elecare that expire after April 1st, 2022. The agency reports the contaminated batch tested positive for a rare germ that can lead to a blood infection. Parent company Abbott Nutrition actively recalled these products. You can learn more about the affected products and infection symptoms at www.similacrecall.com. Although pandemic babies are popping up all over out of the place, a federal report shows there was no baby boom in the U.S. According to the CDC, births in the U.S. dropped 2% from 2020 to the beginning of last year. Research from the University of Michigan suggests that the suffering economy is the reason. Many people lost jobs during the pandemic, making them hesitant to start families. Without stable income, the birth rate in the U.S. has been on a steady decline since 2007.
A new study shows breast cancer detected through mammograms is overdiagnosed. Researchers from the journal Annals of Internal Medicine say overdiagnosis leads to unnecessary treatment and stress. They define overdiagnosis as cancer detected that would not affect the patient for the rest of their life. The American Cancer Society reports screen mammograms are still a reliable tool when recommended.
Landry, it was pretty cold and cloudy yesterday, but I noticed it was warmer today.
I noticed that too, Kassidy. I wonder if temperatures will continue to rise throughout the week. Stay tuned for WUFT's Mariana Larsen, who will tell us more after the break.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
It is feeling quite warm outside compared to yesterday. Yesterday we had a lot cooler temperatures, but today we're seeing almost a 20-degree increase in some areas. Right now across the region it is looking like the mid to lower 70s. Right now in Gainesville it's looking like 73, Ocala is looking like 74, and Stark is looking like 72. But just because it's warm out there right now, don't be fooled, it's not going to be that warm later. Taking a look at our evening planner, we're going to start off the night at 60s, mid-60s, and we're going to drop to the 50s and possibly the lower 40s overnight. It's going to be a clear night, and we're going to see some slight winds. Taking a look at the lows for tomorrow morning, as I said, we have a chance for seeing some temperatures in the 40s. Gainesville is going to look like 46, Ocala is going to look like 46 as well, and High Springs is going to look like 42. Whoa, that's pretty chilly. But taking a look at later in the day, as the sun rises, those temperatures are going to rise with it. We're going to see the highs in the upper 70s, and it's going to be sunny for most of the day. Later on this week, temperatures are going to continue to increase. Right now, we have a high pressure lingering over our area, and because of that high pressure, we're going to see some drier and a little bit warmer conditions. Now that high pressure is going to keep a lot of that rain out of our area, so it's going to be mostly sunny all week. Now because of that high pressure, we are not going to get much rain, and right now we're in a drought. West of the Gainesville area, we're seeing a moderate drought, and along north and central Florida, we're seeing some drier conditions. So because we're not getting too much rain, that means this drought is going to persist, and it might even get worse. Taking a look at our weekend forecast though, we're seeing some beautiful conditions out there. It's going to remain sunny, and we're going to see temperatures stay in the mid-80s. So some of you and your loved ones are starting your spring break this weekend. So it's going to have some beautiful conditions for that, to take a weekend trip, go out. And looking at our 6-day forecast, as I mentioned earlier, temperatures are going to rise throughout the week, and into the weekend we're going to see temperatures go back to the mid-80s. They're going to have a comeback from those temperatures from last week, and it's going to be overall beautiful conditions for the start of spring break. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Mariana. It's a busy week on the diamond for the Gators baseball team.
They hope to keep their winning streak in both tonight's game and tomorrow. We will find out more about the baseball after the break.
You're watching WUFT TV News.
Welcome to sports. I'm Taylor Burr. The Florida men's basketball team meets Vanderbilt for the second time this season. The Gators are looking for a 4th straight road win at Vandy for the first time in program history. UF won this season's first time meeting in Gainesville in a defensive battle in which Tyree Appleby was the only player on either team to score in double figures. The Gators will look to keep their winning streak alive. Florida beat Georgia 84-72 on Saturday, and the Gators currently sit 7th in the SEC, while Vanderbilt has lost their last 2 games, which puts them 11th in the SEC. The game starts at 8:30 tonight, and Coach Mike White has a lot to say before his team must be ready for Vandy.
Most improved team in the league, in my opinion. A team that's playing better than they were on that night. Robbins is now a big factor for those guys. They're playing much bigger. They're playing differently. They're very good. We're going to have to play just as well, if not better, than we played at home to be, to have a chance down the stretch in Nashville.
The UF women's basketball team is ready for their postseason as the SEC tournament begins tomorrow. Florida enters the tournament losing 3 in a row. The ladies are currently 23rd in the AP Top 25 poll, Kiki Smith and Alberto Rimdahl both earned SEC postseason honors, with Smith being named the All-SEC First Team and All-Defensive Team, while Rimdahl collected All-Freshman Team honors. Both look to play Thursday as the Gators received a first-round bye. Coach Kelly Ray Finley was officially named Florida's coach yesterday, and her squad will meet the winner of tomorrow's Vanderbilt-Texas A&M game. Turning our attention to the Diamond, the Florida baseball team has a busy couple of days. Tonight, UF will play North Florida in Jacksonville, and then the turnaround will be quick and host Texas A&M on Wednesday at 7. Coming off a strong weekend and a series sweep of Georgia State, the 14th-ranked Gators are now 6-2 record and riding a 5-game winning streak. In high school hoops, the boys basketball semi-regionals take place all across the area. Hawthorne advanced to the semifinals after beating Trenton in a close game 40-39 last week. Tomorrow they play Bradford at 6 p.m. In local sports, the Santa Fe College men's basketball begins postseason play at the Region 8 state tournament. The number 5 seeded Saints will play the number 4 seed Florida Southwestern State College. The Saint and Bucks will square off tomorrow at 9. Leading scorer Bradley Douglas thinks they're ready for Wednesday's game.
It's been good, with me playing the point guard, it's I have to get my teammates involved, and then it opens up my game. So it all turns out good. We play together, do what we've been doing. Coach Maury, Coach Rodriguez, and Coach Burr, they all prepare as well. We've been working hard, getting ready for the game. So I feel like everything's going to be fine.
Speaking of Santa Fe, the Santa Fe High School's girls volleyball team has a full day dedicated to them now by the mayor for winning the state championship.
That's so cool. I love seeing women being celebrated in the area.
Yeah, I wish my high school did that.
Now let's check back on the weather.
Thank you, and congrats to the Santa Fe's girls basketball. Looking at our hour by hour for tomorrow, we're going to have a chilly start to our morning, but as the sun rises, we're going to heat up a little bit. Temperatures are going to reach their highs in the upper 70s for tomorrow. Looking at our 6-day forecast, temperatures are going to increase throughout the weekend. It's going to lead us to a beautiful weekend. We're going to reach the mid-80s during this weekend, and it's going to be a beautiful start to spring break. Back to the desk.
An international cheese competition is underway in the cheese capital of America, Wisconsin. Cheesemakers from around the globe are gathered in Madison to see who will be crowned the Big Cheese. The contest is hosted by the Wisconsin Cheesemakers Association. It was postponed last year due to COVID, but the event has been going on annually since 1957. The 3 high scorers cheeses will be awarded gold, silver, and bronze medals.
Kassidy, that sounds like a super fun event. I love cheese, so I would love to try the cheeses they have there.
I know, me too.
BBC World News is next, and the PBS NewsHour is coming up at 7.
But your Florida news is always on at WUFT.org. Have a good night.